Good morning, Ruslyn and Robert. Welcome. Today, this one is for my Tauruses. This month they came a little bit later than the beginning, and the reason is because I decided to do lives and work my way down while I'm doing my other content. I have been a busy bee. Welcome. I don't know your name, but smiley face, cowboy hat, smiley face. I love it. Galana, welcome. I just like the smiley face. That makes me happy, period. Welcome, PKS. Welcome. All right, this one's for my Tauruses. However, because they're action steps on healing, gratitude, growth, ways to focus, if you came and you found this message, there's probably something that can always be here for you. So we can all use these steps in any day, shape, or form. So welcome, Eunice. Anak, maybe? And Mudin, welcome. So I'm going to start with a gratitude because it's my favorite. They're all my favorite. Who am I kidding? It's 11:22 on the clock as I start. Thank you, Spirit. Confirmation all on its own. That's too many. We want just one because we want to keep these short and sweet. But I do a lot of fire and flow content, helping learn how to transmute that pain into fire. All those lessons into the silver linings. That's my main content that I've been working on. And if you see anything, all of my posts, you'll see this logo in the corner. You can also go check out my website, creativelyguided.ca. I have my teas, my tinctures, my guided journals. I have art, healing stuff, and then I have all of these posts you see like this. You can always follow the QR code to get to my website. And I'm creating a content section on my website specifically for this stuff, so you can always go back. But if you're interested in any of that and you want to see the replays, you can always go to my YouTube at Creativity Guides Me. I always post the replays of these, of any of my content, so that I go live for, so you can check it out if you want to. Welcome, Regent. So the gratitude card for my Tauruses. When you recognize and reflect on even one good thing about yourself, you are building a bridge to a place of kindness and caring. We're the biggest criticizers of ourselves, right? We can do the most amazing things and find a way to find a negative thing. That's what we're programmed to do. And it's so hard to get out of that, especially if you have perfectionist tendencies or you want everything to be perfect. It can become a hindrance. But when you start noticing that one thing about yourself, welcome, Quen and Pablo. When you can notice that one thing, just one thing, doesn't matter, but you can say it to yourself and it's positive, you start noticing another and another. Welcome, Chloe. Good morning. It starts small, but if we do it every single day, man, we become masters of it, and we become pretty amazing, and we become thankful for a lot of things about ourselves. We start realizing all the things we do on a regular basis. Welcome, Dee. So write down one of your favorite traits about yourself. Celebrate why you love this about yourself. And then you can even take that one step farther, and each day write something different. And then by the end of the week, you have minimum of 7 things you absolutely like about yourself, and you can celebrate that. Welcome, Sin. I literally have, I'm going to try and show you. I'm a little disorganized, but that's my life. It is what it is. Welcome, Canon and David. So I'm going to show you this. It's kind of a mess, but this is one of the things I sell on my website. It's a little prettier than the one I have here, but this is your daily I am and gratitude. So each day, I'm abundant, I'm joyful. Okay, and on the other side, it's 2-sided, so there's an entire week. But when you collect one thing, I am joyful, I am grateful, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to do this. By the end of the week, you have a minimum of 14 things that you're speaking greatness into the world and gratitude. And that's by the end of the week, that's 14 things. And if you do that every week and you try to do something different, you're slaying it. Like, and then every time those negative thoughts come into your brain, you replace it with, yeah, but I'm amazing, but I'm joyful, I'm so happy for this, I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to do something. Those moments are what create that space of gratitude, and they don't let worry and anxiety get there, because they can't live in the same space, right? So by the end of a week, you've got 14 things you absolutely know, you're certain about yourself, that can boost out that negativity. Well, it's awesome. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. Now, can I have a self-love? Oh, that was fast. Y'all ain't messing around today. We have a theme and we need to work with it. What luck or fate, instinct or grace brought me here, in shade beneath hidden stars? The world does not begin and end with what you have known of it. There's so much deliciousness you've yet to discover. All those great things that you've just learned about yourself, because you're starting to tell them and you're being grateful for those small little things about yourself, because I know they start small. We're not always going to go for the big ones, especially if you're not somebody that does that on the regular. You're going to start with the small things, but those small things become big things, and they become a whole pile of big things. And then when you understand, well, if I'm that great and I'm that amazing and I have all of these things, I show up every day for myself. That alone makes me amazing. I try every day. I compete with nobody but myself. Am I better than yesterday? A million times over. You're winning. So when you start accumulating that and you realize, holy crap, I could write a book on all the things that I've already done that is amazing. You know, it changes your whole direction. It changes how you view. I can't do this. I can't do that. Why can't I? Why can't I? What would it take me to do that? Now you're finding action steps and you're like, well, if I did this and this and this and this, I can't do this yet, but I could do this. But you know what? When you do this, the universe all of a sudden opens up that next step and the next step and the next step. And I'm proof. You can go look at my post. You can go look at my backstory. I could tell you stories that would make your head spin. But I choose not to do that because we don't trauma dump. If I have to tell a story that is relatable to help somebody else in a situation or to help them bring them to that space of understanding, I will always do that. But just trauma dumping and saying, oh, poor me, I can't live like that. That's my own personal thing. Welcome, Christy, and Blessing the Game. I love that name. That's beautiful. So it's just about noticing the small things. Start small. Don't overdo it. Don't feel bad for it. If you say to yourself, I am amazing, I show up every day, stand on it. Say it with your whole chest. Because you know what? It's true. It can't be more true. You woke up today. You chose to step out and do something. You chose to look at yourself and say, I'm going to do something different today. I'm going to try and be a little bit better today. You won 1,000 times over. So Tauruses, I want you to start small. Everybody, period. But Tauruses, this is specifically something that you can focus on. But I think truly anybody could. So even though it's specifically for Taurus, that focused piece, I think every human being in the planet could do that. Welcome, Pamela and Gurpreet. Gurpreet? Yeah, welcome. All right, so I'm going to get a Beyond Lemuria. That was quick. Vulnerability. Oh, Taurus. Yeah, I can see how that would be a struggle point. But to be fair, we all have that struggle point. Understanding our vulnerabilities gives us the ability to be more compassionate to ourselves and others. When we know our strengths, we can also pinpoint our weaknesses. And pinpointing them is not a bad thing. It's learning, okay, well, if this is a weakness, where can I find a place to make it a strength? And that's when you start asking the universe, and they start sending you people that have that knowledge and that can help you transmute that and can help you understand that a little bit better. So when you know your strengths, you speak them into existence, you celebrate them, and you be so grateful for them. And then when you find your weaknesses and when you actually can understand your weaknesses, you have compassion for yourself. Don't judge yourself. Have compassion. And then when you show up, you're going to show up in that space of, okay, how do I make it a strength? Because that's all we're doing is every day just trying to be a little bit better. So if you can take that weakness and turn it into a strength, you ask the universe, and they're going to start sending you exactly what you need, whether it's little book suggestions, emails with this thing that just to pique your curiosity about it. You'll feel the nudge. And if you listen to that gut, to that feeling, you're going to understand it, and it'll walk you right into exactly what you need to learn. So vulnerability is real strength, holding space, healing past wounds, accepting yourself as you are, sharing from the depths of your heart, raw truth, compassion for others, and removing your armor. And that's one of the hardest things people can do, even to your own self. A lot of people have trouble just even admitting the things, the struggles they've had, looking at the traumas they've had and feeling compassion for them. Instead, they usually feel shame or even anger, which is not a bad thing. That's part of grieving. But you got to get rid of the shame, because if something happened to you, it happened. It was not your fault. And then in the end of the day, when you can turn that vulnerability into that strength and understand there's no shame in anything that happened, when you twist that and you turn it into, I overcame that. So now there's nothing to be ashamed of. I overcame it, and I'm doing great, and I'm finding a way to do my very best in the middle of it. Good morning, Amanda. So our vulnerability can be one of the greatest gifts we can share. It can also be the hardest. In our society, we are conditioned to put on a facade, to be strong, even in times of difficulty. Paradoxically, being vulnerable is one of the strongest things we can be. It is easy to armor ourselves from the harsh truths that may be too painful to bring to the light of day. However, this causes greater suffering as buried pain becomes shadows. Unprocessed negative experiences can incarnate as much more troublesome traits or insecurities rather than their origin. When we are truly honest with ourselves in all our facets, we are vulnerable. That honesty is an important step in discovering our shadows and bringing them into the light for healing. Furthermore, when we share our vulnerabilities with others, we allow them to glimpse a deeper part of ourselves. This is fertile soil for trust. It plants the seeds for others to share the places that are most raw or tender for them. Our closest friendships can be formed in this space. The times when we feel too uncomfortable to reach out to others can be the very times we need them the most. Leaving for work in an hour. Oh, where are you working? Is it the week? No, it's not the weekend. Oh, you work through the week too? Oh my God, girl. The times when we feel too uncomfortable to reach out to others can be the very times we need them the most. Having compassion and awareness of the struggle and disorientation others may be going through is a valuable, my Lord, my mouth today, a valuable contribution to the world. Holding space where others can be vulnerable is a key element of healing work. Oh, nice. That's good. Man, you stay busy, eh? I know, I can't say anything. I'm always busy too. I get it. Welcome, Devin. Self-love is also connected to our ability to be vulnerable, as it allows us to be true to ourselves exactly as we are without judgment. Be vulnerable with yourself or others. It may also be time to step into the role of healer and hold space. Holding space means being fully present, without judgment, in a way that provides a safe and nurturing environment. In this place, guards can be dropped, a deeper level of awareness and relating can unfold. Enabling unconditional love and acceptance allows for vulnerabilities to be expressed, for the core of dis-ease to be discovered, and for profound healing to take place. Amen. Good morning, Marnie Lynn. So my Tauruses, what I'm seeing right now is be vulnerable. Find those places within yourself. Find at least one trait that you love about yourself and celebrate it. And celebrate it well. And each day, find a new one. Think of a new one. Get creative. Really, really think about what it is you love about yourself. And in turn, that's going to allow you that space to be vulnerable. It's going to allow you that space to say, this is my strength and I celebrate it. And yes, we all have weaknesses, but if I can take that little bit of weakness and I can find how to make it a strength, then I'm winning every single day. And it's not going to be, I find a new way to fix it every day. It's going to be, How can I take actionable steps to make myself the best part of myself? And I know it sounds like a lot, but when you break it down into small little steps each day, and you're celebrating the great, and you're celebrating the fact that you're trying every single day to do something better, then you're double timing it already. So you're already in receiving mode the minute you start learning how to make it a better space. And when you're accountable for your shortcomings, the easiest way, without judgment, just curious. Okay, if that is, how can I fix that? Now you're transmuting it, and you're turning those things that should be your weaknesses into your absolute strength, because your ability to learn and find a way to focus it and grow turns you into a master of your own self, which is commendable every single day. Welcome, Jay and Cece. Can I have a work your light? Okay, just one. Okay. You're not letting me shuffle today, eh? Boundaries. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling. That's it. We have to create boundaries for ourselves and for others. Not just, we need boundaries for ourselves too. We have to say, no, I'm not falling back into that space of negativity. No, I'm not falling back into that. I recognize my shortcomings, but I'm always going to celebrate my wins. And now that boundary, I refuse to let myself wallow in it. I'm going to find a way. That's a boundary, right? I refuse this. If it's not moving forward, then it's not happening. And that's a boundary for your own self, which is absolutely one of the best things you can do. Because if you don't know your own boundaries for self, you don't even know the space for others. And that's really important. So where do you need to establish better boundaries? I'm going to read that. Give me one sec. Welcome, Chloe Bella. If I can find the number, oh, there it is, 38. So look up angel number 38 too, and you may find that there's something in there that aligns with this message. I love my angel numbers, and usually when it gives me something like this, the card numbers, is that little extra, go have a peek, and I bet it aligns with the question that you're thinking about, or with the entire theme of what I'm discussing today. So, where do you need to establish better boundaries? You're being called to create clear boundaries in your life. This could be with your friends, family, or work. Saying yes when you really mean no leads to resentment, which is the biggest energy drain ever. At first, it might only be a little bit and not feel like a big deal, but before you know it, your energy field becomes porous and you're left feeling depleted, resentful, or taken advantage of. Welcome, Cass. Saying no and having clear boundaries is actually a spiritual act. The most giving, loving, compassionate people are those with the clearest boundaries, for when they say yes, they are able to give unconditionally. When your boundaries are clear, others know where they stand, and you are able to give freely. If you are not clear where your boundaries lie, this causes confusion, resentment, and energetic cords to be planted. If you are saying yes when you really mean no, you are likely needing something yourself. Ask yourself, what part of me needs something from them? It could be a need for approval, a fear of being seen a certain way, or a fear of loss. The best way to gauge your boundaries is to check in with your belly. Your belly is the second brain. It has an intelligence known as your gut feelings. Tune in to this space when deciding what is okay for you. How does it feel? What is it trying to communicate to you? Where in your life do you need to establish better boundaries? It's just getting clear and understanding that. And you're celebrating all of your great things. And if you want to share those great things and let other people in to be vulnerable, you have to be very clear about your boundaries for yourself and for others. Because if you let those boundaries waver, that's when you start being depleted. That's when you start questioning. And then that's when you start not showing up for yourself. And then when you stop showing up for yourself and you put yourself to the side, your trust in yourself and your gut and all those things, because now you're not listening to your gut. You're listening to those projections and all those coulda, woulda, shouldas. You don't need to be doing that. But when you do listen to that and you show up and follow what you feel, it's going to guide you the right way. And if you allow yourself to listen to it, the more you do that, the more you're going to trust that. And the more you're going to see that things open up for you in a way that even you may not understand. Right? Tell me about it. Yeah, Amanda knows. Amanda's been learning a lot this year, eh? And that's good. It's not a bad thing. It's fantastic. Everything that you're learning is a blessing. And you have a... Oh, he did? In a good way or bad way? Well, you know, he's your friend, and he genuinely does care. So if he put you in your place, I don't think that's what he was... I think that he always would have the best intentions. I remember Matt very well, and he was always a very kind and wise person. So you don't always have to take all the advice. Yeah, you don't have to take all the advice, but sometimes we need to say, someone to sit us down and say, hey, there's all these sides of the coin, not just one, and you matter, right? So I'm glad he did, and I really want to hear about it. I'm really glad. Welcome, Barbed Wire. I like that name. That's a boundary. Barbed wire is a boundary, for sure. Surrender to the sweetness. I love this one so much. Okay, if I can find it. RST. I'm learning the alphabet, so bear with me. You're not going to give it to me. All right. 112. So angel number 112 is another good one to look at. When it makes me search for the numbers like this and I can't find it, that's a message to go check out that angel number, because there's definitely a message there. Welcome, Val the Gal. Someone else came in and I missed it. Sorry, but welcome. And Paul, welcome. And Mandy, welcome. So surrender to the sweetness. This is Venus energy. We love that. Pleasure, joy. Make love to life. Welcome, Big Dreams. This is a sensual, highly feminine card. It's a call to surrender to the sweetness of life, to let the ever-abundant feminine take over, to taste the fruits you've been working so hard to grow, to let your senses take over and really drink in your life with wonder, to get intoxicated on the simple bounty that this planet has to offer, and which you have within is when your well is full. When you fill your well, everything you do from overflow, you never end up in lack. Welcome, Cece. Once you get to that space, man, life just becomes... You can't stop smiling. Even when there's negative things happening, you're like, yeah, but right now everything is good, and I know where to go, and I know how to overcome all these problems. And if I don't, I know how to figure it out. When you're in that space in life, no matter what happens, you can always come back to that space, which means you're always filling your own cup first. And man, when you can do that and understand how to just let go and release into that sweetness, it's amazing. The ancient Babylonians connected to the feminine goddess Ishtar to the planet Venus, and in Roman mythology, Venus was the goddess of love and beauty. In our night sky, aside from the moon, Venus shines the brightest. Time is our most precious resource and is the greatest healer. If you've been all work and no play, this is a sign to take some time out, to reconnect with your lover, play with your children, and give yourself the luxury of time without an agenda. Many of us are so busy building our lives that we forget to enjoy them. We forget why we decided to build them in the first place. Disconnection from the sweetness causes more pain than we realize. So many of us walk into a soulless building 5 days a week in the name of survival. We strive to build the life of our dreams, but drive ourselves to exhaustion. This card is wooing you back to the pleasure of being human, to focusing on what really matters and enjoying your incredible life. Oh, that's good. I'll check them out as soon as I'm done. Welcome, Jeeps. How can you surrender to the sweetness of life? How can you show up for you just a little bit more and find that little small moment of peace? 11:44 on the clock. What's one way you can enjoy your life just a little bit more? Welcome, Mahi. So we're getting vulnerable, Taurus, and I know sometimes that's the struggle, but it's not being vulnerable. You don't have to worry. You don't have to tell the world. It's getting vulnerable with yourself. It's celebrating your greatness and celebrating it and really understanding it, accepting it, and loving yourself through it. Being like, I'm amazing. I show up every single day and I try to do better. That's inherently the most important thing you could ever do. And then what that allows us the strength to look at our vulnerabilities and our weaknesses as a place to start for change. And that's amazing. Once you get to that space, you can do anything because you know at the end of the day, you're going to find the way around it. You're going to find the way through it, up it, over it, around it. It doesn't matter. When you trust your gut and you follow your intuition, it's going to show you exactly the way to go. Have faith in your dreams. I love this one. My Tauruses have something they want to do. Something they want to do, but maybe just not ready yet. And that's okay. Have faith and keep building slowly. Build that confidence. Love yourself through it all. Waxing crescent moon. Where did it go? There it is. Angel number 26. Have a look there. There may be an extra message for you. 25, 26. Don't give up. The situation you're asking about is still taking shape. You're nowhere near the end of the story. Whatever is happening now is just a step along the way. As they say in the self-help classics, everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. However, the waxing crescent moon card is a reminder that you must still keep working towards whatever it is that you want. If you can't take practical steps, spend time meditating on the question you're asking about and allow your higher self to download information to you about your best next step. Overall, this card suggests there's every reason to be hopeful for a very positive outcome to the situation you're asking about. So keep the faith. Yeah, I knew I knew this was going to resonate with you, Amanda. I love that. Welcome, Debbie. I am focused on what I want. Just because you can't see your dreams, it doesn't mean they're not manifesting. Don't look back. Stay focused on moving forward. When I tell you, when you get stuck in those moments, that's why I talk about my fire and flow and that content. Really, if you get stuck in certain things, anger, fear, any of those things, you should go back and watch the replays. They're fantastic. And each time I come, I dive a little deeper. Welcome, Lana and Olivia. Welcome. And the reason I do that is because I want to break down transmutation, which is just alchemizing that pain and turning it into your glory. But I'm doing it in bite-sized pieces, in ways that you can actually take that anger, that fear, that resentment, those things that you don't even understand why they're there. And by just getting curious and asking yourself a couple questions and asking them more often and seeing when the answer wavers to something else, because it doesn't mean that it's two things. It just means that that's just another deeper layer of what the actual issue is. You're just getting closer to the core. And when we keep asking those questions and we have faith, everything that is going to start opening up for us in ways you can't even begin to imagine. And I'm proof of that. I'm literally walking proof. People that know me and know me well, they've seen me at my best and they've seen me at my worst. And I promise you, they can tell you my journey has been long, it has been hard, but if I can do it, I promise you, everybody in this world can. Welcome, Badger. Be patient as events unfold. Dig a little deeper and to find more courage. Every time you peel back a layer, it's just giving you more energy, more power, more things to transmute and use to your greatest good. Welcome, Dawn. The waxing crescent moon is the second moon phase in the 8 main moon phases. But even if it's not the time of the waxing crescent moon when you pull this card, it still suggests you need to really pursue your dreams. It's the time to put your foot down as hard as you chase your goals. You don't stop, you keep going. And I always talk about this, and actually my fire as creation part, I think that's number 7. We're only on number 3. Number 4 is coming on the 14th. Every 3 days I do a thing. So it's a live every third day. But there's the initial post, the initial theme of what we're talking about, because it's all steps of transmutation, and what we're doing is bringing it back layer by layer. So if you go through the whole fire and flow and you follow it, these bite-sized steps are actual actionable steps that help you transmute that. And now once you get to that point and you find that core and you find that base, now how do you move forward? How do you use that, right? So now once you get to that core, I tell you how to take that and use that anger and use that fire and use that determination as not just fuel, but fuel for endurance. So those times when you have to sit in the still and you're not sure what to do, and you think the whole world's crashing around you, it's not. It's preparing you, and it's showing you all the ways that you've already overcome, all the ways that you're mastering these things. And this vulnerable part, even though it's gross, and nobody likes to be vulnerable. Maybe, I can't say nobody, that's not true, but not many people like to be vulnerable, especially if you're hyper independent, CPTSD, all of those things. There's a million reasons why people don't like to be vulnerable. But once you learn, and when you're vulnerable, some people that are really, if they don't like it, or that's really makes them uncomfortable, then they will shame you or make you feel bad for it, which you don't always have to be vulnerable to somebody else. It's learning to be it with yourself first. And then if you have those trusted friends, then absolutely you have someone you can be vulnerable with. And when you have those friends that are gonna love you through it, tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly, those are the friends you want to keep. Because they're not just judging you, they're not shaming you, they're not throwing all these things at you that you should feel more bad about. They're going to make you be accountable where you need to be, but they're also going to say, I see you, I feel you, and I see your greatness as well as your shortcomings, and I love you even still. And those are the people in your life. If you get even one of those people in your life, you're winning. I'm telling you, you're winning, and you don't ever let them go. All right. So, can I have a creativity oracle for my Tauruses? Something to help them focus and use their vulnerability to their greatest advantage. We have share and recycle. Okay, these are good. And they're, how do you say that? Consecutive. So, that's going to tell you, I'm going to read them to you, but you'll see you're doing the steps, if that makes sense, right? Every time you go and you move forward, you're doing another step. So each bite-sized step that you learn to take, the next one is going to come. And when you're not sure where to go, you start back from the ones you know, and you keep going those, and you keep doing those, and eventually when you keep doing those, it's like going on the treadmill and then raising the treadmill up. So you're going on a little bit of a hill, right? But until you master the flat, you're not going to be able to do the level up, right? If that makes sense. I don't know if that was a great example, but I know what I mean. In my brain, it makes sense. Welcome, Kimberly and Victoria. So we have 3 and 4. Those are the very first of this deck, the first couple, and that matters because when you get back to basics. Oh, there's a cute. I forgot that I put that in there. That's my daughter. Oh. There's a little picture that I got from her school, but I just thought it was in the middle of the book, and it was right in the beginning at creation. That was really cute. And that was a nice little reminder for me of my why. Sorry, I gotta find number 3. So it starts with fear, push, and then share and recycle. So these 2 cards alone are just telling you that you've got through the fear. You've pushed through that. And now you're at the point where you already know here. Now we got to figure out how to move ourselves forward. And this is what we want to focus on, right? So to help you make progress, it's a good idea to share what you have and what you care about, right? Communicate. Let people understand. Welcome, Keith. The share card is an indication that at this point you should let someone know how you feel and what is going on with the situation in question. Oh, Amanda, this one's for you. Sorry, but being vulnerable, I know I already know you. I know you pretty well. I don't think I know everything about you, but I know those moments being vulnerable are tricky. And let them know, but you have to let them know. Let them know, but be firm. You're not going to ever bend your worth. Do you understand me? You're not. You're going to say, I know my worth, and this is my boundary, this is my limit, and this is what I need to move forward. So you have to say, yes, you're going to, or no, you're not. But either way, I'm moving forward, and the ones that are going to move forward with you are going to show up for you, and you know that. I know he does. We just got to make sure you know, too. Right? And you don't ever let that slide. Don't ever let it slide. I know you won't. You're pretty solid. You're pretty strong. You're one of my favorite people. So, but this is saying you're sharing your, sharing how you feel. You don't get caught up in that. Don't get stuck not speaking it out into existence, not saying what you need to say. Don't ever hold it back. Say it. All right. Your best interests would be served by sharing the challenge that you face with either one person or a collection of people who have the ability to give you advice based on solid principles and experience, just like the conversation with Matt, right? Depending on your situation, this card can indicate you should share your glory or other reward you might receive for creative projects. This is for those who are using their creativity to formulate an idea or financial entity in which investment is possible. If that is the case, it is time to offer shares of your creation to those with resources to invest. I don't think I'm at that stage. I got my website up and running, and I have all of my stuff ready for sale. People just got to go check it out. And right now I'm sharing my content. I'm doing everything I can to just plant seeds and help others along the way. So now we got recycle. Is that the right way? Yeah. Okay. Learn from the past and apply it to creating your vision for the future. Yeah. You're speaking it out. You're learning from the lessons and you're not taking any other crap from anybody else, right? And you're taking your good, your bad, your ugly, all of it. You're releasing what you don't need to hold, and then you're going to move with the stuff that you have learned and take those lessons with you into the future so that you don't end up back in that same cycle, right? You want to keep moving forward. Take what you've learned so you can express yourself freely, be vulnerable, celebrate your strengths, be accountable for your weaknesses, and move forward all along the way. So the recycle card is an indication that it's time to apply your current challenge, an idea, technique, or material that you have used before. Make a beautiful collage out of seemingly disparate ideas or materials. What is to be recycled could have been used successfully in the past, but it is more important to be open to the fact that in this case, the opposite may be true. Something that in the past proved unsuitable for the purpose and was discarded could now be the perfect solution to your present challenge. It is also possible that the obvious meaning is the correct one and that you should use at least one recycled material in your creative project. So, and to actually put that into action, what I'm trying to say is, like if you check out my Fire and Flow content as it comes and follow along, go back and use it. But you see that a lot of times I go back, I try to break it down into bite-sized actionable steps. And that's what this is. So when we understand our strengths and we're celebrating them, now we know how to be accountable for our weaknesses, but we're not going to beat ourselves up or wallow in it because we're celebrating our strengths and we're so proud of those strengths, and now we're learning how to make those weaknesses into a strength. And when you get to that point, and it takes a moment because you got to be vulnerable with yourself, and let's be honest, being vulnerable with yourself and others is yucky and nobody really likes to do it. Welcome, Travis. But you don't have to be vulnerable and tell the whole world. Just telling yourself so you understand is a really great starting point. Welcome, JC. But when you do that, you give yourself the ability to move forward from a stable place. And you're doing these small actionable steps. You're getting curious. You're celebrating your wins, no matter how big or small. You're loving your good, your bad, and your ugly. When you can love all of it and understand it and get curious about it, you win, no matter what. And when you're grateful and celebrating and all those good things, anxiety, fear, negativity, nothing can live in the same spot as gratitude, appreciation, and wonder, and joy, and abundance. You can't have worry and anxiety in the same thing. So as long as you can turn, no matter what, come to that space of I'm here now and I'm safe. And in this moment, I am grateful. I celebrate my good, my bad, and my ugly, and I'm going to love myself through it, and I'm going to learn how to turn that ugly into the most beautiful collage you've ever met. When you get to that space, you absolutely win. Welcome back, Amanda. Oh, you flipped right. 10-11. That's so funny that just popped out. I was like shuffled a couple times, and I went to do it, and it popped out. So that's the number for my Taurus is 10-11. Take action. Hope, new beginnings, fresh start, It's because you popped back in. That's what happened. It popped out just for you, I think, Amanda. Hope, new beginnings, fresh start, intentional living, purpose, and spiritual growth. This is your call to move forward. The sooner you take the first step, the sooner you'll achieve your goals. Doesn't matter. The action steps, when you come and you're drawn to something, if you'll feel it. If it tugs at you, you'll know. Your dad's a Taurus? Nice. You don't check your birth chart, because you got Taurus in your birth chart somewhere. You gotta remember, we all have aspects. Like I'm a Leo sun, I'm a Libra rising, and I'm a Scorpio moon. So, and there's many more, but if it's in your big three, you'll notice. And if it doesn't tug at you or make you feel called to take notice, then it's not for you. But you'll know, you'll get the pull, and you'll be like, oh yeah, that's meant for me. And you'll definitely know when you start seeing 10, 11 all the time. And it won't be just on the clock. Even though the chances of you looking at the clock at that exact time are pretty rare, but you'll start seeing it on license plates, on phone numbers. You'll start seeing it everywhere. Then you'll know for sure it's your message. So, even if, for my Tauruses, that's what I always say at the beginning. No matter what, even if it's, this is the theme for Tauruses, it's always an actionable step for anybody. Anybody being vulnerable and learning to do these things, it's always going to be good. This is just something for the Tauruses to focus on. You know how people tend to get stuck and they have this little thing that they're not sure where to go. Usually there's a theme for each sign. So this one is being vulnerable and celebrating your wins, your losses, and just showing up, but celebrating yourself through the whole way, right? When we're being vulnerable. So, and of course, anybody can benefit from doing that. But at the same time, there's usually a theme for each sign. So when I come back, I think I have Virgo and Leo left to do. When I come back to do one of those ones, you'll see it's a completely different theme. It won't be vulnerable and be this. It will be something completely different, but it will be a theme of one or two actionable steps. And you'll see it. If you go back and look at the other readings, you can see there's a very clear theme for each sign. And that's kind of how I get called to do it, right? So this is your card to move forward. The sooner you take the first step, the sooner you'll achieve your goals. Embrace patience, and your perseverance will be rewarded. Seize this moment to begin anew, aligning your actions with your true purpose and creating the life you envision. So when you start seeing this number all over the place, you're going to know it's your message. Plain and simple. And all 4 fours at the bottom. Welcome, Windex. Blessings in disguise. Oh, I like this one. I'm going to read it. Obstacles, resilience, strength, character building, experience, and transformation. Challenges may lie ahead, but you have the strength to overcome them. If you felt lost, know that the winds of change are now blowing in your favor. Though some things may fall apart, you're building the foundation for something better. Stay strong and keep moving forward. Amen. That's the very base of it, right? When you get vulnerable, you can see what has to go, and the hardest part is releasing it. You can see it all day long, but if you can't let it go, it's gonna keep tugging at you, and it's gonna keep messing with you until you finally learn to release it. So the harder you fight it, the worse it is. But when you learn to just find it, understand it, and release it, it allows you to move on and move forward a lot faster. Welcome, Wooly. Oh, yeah, I'll take a few of these. Okay, so we got a few, and I knew my genuine desire to serve clears the path for me to step into my purpose. This is an absolute great affirmation, because when you move forward in the service of others, not requesting anything back, not asking for this and asking for that, just show up from a space of unconditional love and giving freely, whatever it is, your time, your energy, your knowledge. When you give without asking for something back, it allows you, it just opens up the path. I'm not doing anything to make money, anything to try and take something from you or do some exchange. I never asked for those things specifically for that reason, because I'm only offering the information. It's up to you whether you take it or not, and I'm not going to be offended either way. I don't ask for exchange unless it's a service which you choose to do, like booking my services or something, which you can do on my website. But if it's not that kind of thing and I come here, I'm just coming to give. I'm not coming to ask for anything in return. I'm coming to give what I've learned through my experience. And when you step forward in that space, you'll see the path starts opening up. Places clear, things happen, it becomes easier, better, and more people start aligning with you, and they may not align forever, but you're that space in their journey where you're going to help them for that moment, and then they move forward. But they're going to know that, and that kindness that you showed and shared, they're going to pay forward because they're good human beings, and that's what we do, right? I celebrate all the greatness in my life. We don't focus on the bad. We try to find the best way to make it as great as can be, and then we move forward towards our best. Welcome back, Amanda. So remember, I celebrate all the greatness in my life. And then the next one is I bring peace with me wherever I go. We're done with the chaos. We're done with all the anxiety. We're done with all the craziness. We want peace. And if you want peace, you have to find that peace within, because as within, so without. As above, so below. You know that same saying, it applies, right? If you don't feel that peace here, if you can't find that peace here, everything outside of you is going to be that chaos and it's going to just get worse and worse and worse until you find your place back to figuring out what that peace is, how to get to that peace, and how much digging it's going to take. And to be honest, there's always more digging, because there's always going to be something to trigger even that little bit, because perfection is not the goal. Self-awareness is. And the better we get at that, the better we are. Welcome, Jocelyn. And then we have, I can't control the world, but I can control how I choose to perceive it. If everything we see out there is just horrible and this and that, and trust me, there's enough bad out there going on. If we stay focused on that, we're just manifesting more of it. If we can't control it, if it's out of our control, it should be out of our mind and hearts. You send a prayer, you ask, for everybody, for things to work out for everybody's highest, best good. If there's something I can do to help, Lord, help me understand what it is. And then if there's nothing that I can do other than pray and wish the best for that, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. But when we get to a space where we can create that change, the world's going to let you know. The universe will let you know, and will open it up for you. Welcome, Makila. So my Taurus it's about getting vulnerable. It's about showing up for yourself as much as you can every single day. Get vulnerable with yourself. And if you have those friends, real true friends that are going to tell you the truth, they're going to listen, they're going to love the good, the bad, and the ugly, then you're a lucky person, and you need to use them and do the same for them, right? If not, it's about getting vulnerable with yourself. And before you start picking at your weaknesses or trying to overcome them, we're not doing it through judgment. We're doing it with curiosity, and how can we make it better? How can we turn that weakness into a strength? But before you start nitpicking that, you're gonna celebrate your strengths. Because if you're gonna work on your weaknesses, you need to understand your strengths and you need to celebrate them. Otherwise, you get caught in the wallowing of, oh my God, I'm horrible at this. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. There's a million negative things you can criticize yourself. Don't do that. Don't allow yourself to do that. Love yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the in-between will always find a way. And then I release my need to be right. I am defenseless and I'm at peace. I've learned we're always going to be the villain in someone's story. No matter what our best intentions are. And when you get to that space where it's like you're going to think whatever you want of me, I have no control of it. So what do we do with that? That's your choice. I wish you the best, and I'm not going to fight trust me, I did it my whole life, to defend who I am as a person, because I didn't know it was a protection thing. It was a trauma thing, and I didn't understand that. But when you get to that space of, if you choose to misunderstand me, that's your choice. I can only explain the things that I know the best way I can, and that goes for you and everybody else. If somebody's committed to misunderstanding you, nothing you say or do is going to change that. So you love yourself, be vulnerable, be truthful, be accountable for your good, your bad, and your ugly. And every day just show up a little bit stronger. Show up with some intention. How can I make that weakness one of my strengths? And I promise you, the universe will send it out for you and show you everything that you need. Because when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Welcome, Rosie. I'm just getting off here, but if you missed it and you want to go back and check it out, usually within an hour, I post it on my YouTube at Creativity Guides Me, so you can go check out the replays there. But otherwise, if you get a chance, go check out my website at creativilyguided.ca. That's where I have my guided journals, my reflection story, my teas, my tinctures, my artwork, all about healing and alignment and small baby steps. It doesn't matter if it takes 1,000,000 of them. Every single day we make one, we're winning. And that's all that matters. But I love you guys. I hope this helps. I have 2 more left to do. I got Virgo and Leo, and hopefully I get 1 more done today. But I'm not overdoing it. I'm taking it slow, and I'm learning how to find the healing in all of it, for you, for me, transmuting it into the best ways I possibly can. Welcome, Destiny. And that's the best thing we can do for ourselves. But I'll probably be back within an hour. I have 2 more to do. I've got Virgo and I have Leo to do. And then if you miss it, any of my lives, you can go check them out on my YouTube at Creativity Guides Me. Okay, it's 12:12 on the clock. I love that. I look so good. Aw, thank you. My beautiful hair sticking out. Whatever. I don't care. You know I don't care. I am who I am. Good, bad, and ugly. Okay, it's 12:12 on the clock. Go look up that angel number. It's a beautiful message. And for my Tauruses, your angel number was 1011. Persistence. Persistent, amazing hair. Look at the gray one. All right. Okay, stop fucking around. Okay, I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. I'll have this posted up on my YouTube in about an hour. And hopefully within the hour, I'll be back for either Virgo or Leo. Not sure yet. Okay, I love you. Have a good day.